Kelly, I mean, listen, I wish we could say this was expected or unexpected, rather. It's not. I mean, this is Whiting and Hornbeck. These are not major players, but they're not small either. I mean, their market caps are obviously minuscule, but they used to not be. One is an onshore company dealing most in North Dakota. The other one, as the name implies, is offshore. These are two bankruptcies. Well, Hornbeck has said it is going to file for bankruptcy. Whiting did. They've already filed. Hornbeck will. These are two of the first, and there are likely many more to come. I'm spending the day talking to bankers and lawyers and people in the oil and gas markets, and this is going to be the first of many, unfortunately.
You know, we're showing the 5-year chart of Whiting when it was trading at $150 a share, Brian. You could zoom out even more and go back to when it was trading at almost $400 a share. There we go. Back in 2014. This is a
insane,
shocking decline. It may not shock us today, but if you look at what's taken place over the past 5 years, it's almost unfathomable.
Well, it breaks my heart, too, because I've been up to Williston, North Dakota many times. I mean, met some great people. I remember the first time I went up there, paid $499 for a Hampton Inn at night because so many people were going there. People were, buying a drink for $25, dropping $100 and saying, keep the change. Things are very different now. It's very tough. There's a lot of really good families I've met in my travels that are going to be deeply impacted by this. Now, I want to be clear. Whiting will continue to operate, Kelly. It's going to continue to pump. It's not like they're going away. But the reality is pay is already coming down. You've already seen Occidental cut pay. Rigs are being cut. The layoffs are coming en masse.
Well, and the fact that they're going to keep pumping, is that the worst thing? Is there something to be said for this idea that these producers need to get together or decide how they can maybe constrain their supply because
they're trying.
Prices are collapsing.
We can't have an OPEC, right? I mean, that's illegal in the United States. But let's be clear. Pioneer and Parsley Energy, Pioneer and Parsley, they have petitioned Texas to basically import quotas, like start telling producers what they're able to produce. Now, will they do that? Will the state do that? I don't know, but they're asking for it, which is interesting.
Here's another question, Brian, because I don't want to be too melodramatic about these swings in the oil patch, because this is an industry that has experienced this time and again. I mean, it's almost inherent to being involved in this business. Is there something, I guess, about this time that might be actually better because of the recent experiences we've been through with these dramatic swings in crude? Maybe some lessons learned, a quicker process in terms of these, something like that that's constructive, or is this just going to be another very difficult stretch for a while?
I don't know. I mean, I talked to a guy a couple months ago, and he said, I've been through 8 busts, and the only thing I know is there'll be a 9th. It's an industry that when prices rise, people take out loans, they start to pump fuel again and pump oil. The industry in the United States is likely going to have to get smaller, not wants to or maybe has to get smaller in order to stabilize prices, as we have said. I mean, I've talked to you about it. Like it's not inconceivable that the price of oil goes into high single digits. In fact, coming up at Power Lunch, I'm going to do the IEA just put out this big new report, just dropped a couple minutes ago. I'm looking through it now, and some of the stuff I've seen, the headlines are pretty damning for the industry, to be honest with you, Kelly.
Yeah, well, in the meantime, let's quickly mention what's going on beyond our borders, because April 1 was when Saudi, I believe, was going to start. Is it correct they were going to start ramping up production? Is that still the case? And I know you also said we have to keep an eye on Iran and some of what's happening there.
Oh, this is really interesting. Today is actually the day. The price war is actually starting today. Today, April 1st was when the Saudis said they're going to ramp up. Everybody's focused on the Saudis and the Russians and the United States. Got some really interesting data from tanker trackers. They basically track the movement of ships around the world. A very professional service, do a great job. They're showing huge amounts of Iranian exports going to Syria. Now, Syria normally imports about 70 to 100,000 barrels a day, not very much. Tanker trackers, and we got a picture, I believe, of some of the ships a couple weeks ago because they're using satellite data, and then they're trying to, what they do is they follow the ships around the world. The ships have their transponders turned off, but they have to have them on when they go through the Suez Canal. So it's like a ghost ship. It goes through the Suez, starts pinging satellites again, and then goes dark again. So Tanker Tracker's done a really good job showing how Syria is buying all this Iranian oil. The bottom line is, Kelly, low prices will bring in buyers until the storage is full.
Yeah, and we're quickly getting to that point, but not there just yet. All right, Brian, thanks.
For another day.
Yeah. Well, and for another hour, and we will see you in just a bit with more. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
That's our Brian Sullivan.